Hi, grade 5. So I wanted to explain to you your assignment for today. I hope everyone is taking some time to relax, but also making sure that you get all of your assignments done for today. So this is your assignment for how we organize ourselves. Just like we did last unit, we are going to, again, give you some time for some independent inquiry time. And this is, again, to help you build some skills that will be beneficial when we start the exhibition. So we are going to create lines of inquiry again. We're going to create one. And I wanted to just remind you of the steps that we do in order to create those ones. Is one, we need to think of questions that we still have about the unit. And we need to make sure we connect those to the key concepts. Two, we need to write those questions down and make sure that they are thick questions, not thin questions. And then the last step is then we turn it into a statement. And that will help us to research when we start our inquiry. So I wanted to remind everybody, and we did go over this last unit, but we are looking at thick questions only. So when we think of the form of what thick questions look like, they are questions that start off with these stems: what if, how did, why did, etc. Those are the questions we want. We do not want these questions where it's things like who, what, where, when, or how many, because those questions you'll be able to find in a matter of seconds on Google, and that's not helpful. We want to have thick questions so that we can do a lot of research and develop our inquiry and thinking skills. You also want to make sure that we connect it back to a key concept, and I've included these here in case you want to create a new question or you thought of some new ones throughout the unit. These can help us to think of questions through the lenses of the different key concepts. The most important part with this is we are wanting you to make sure that you come back to the central idea, to the lines of inquiry. So any question that you create has to connect back to people and organizations prepare and respond to Earth's fast processes, or it has to connect to the lines of inquiry. So that's the only way, it's the only questions you should have should be about Earth's fast processes, cause and effect, connections with location, or how people and organizations prepare and respond. Your questions should not be about anything else. Now you could go back to your wonders. This were the wonders from my class. You can see we crossed some out because those are ones that we answered. And then the ones in red are ones that we answered throughout our inquiry on certain disasters. So if there are some on there that you also shared with your class, you can go back to those wonders to use. So here's part one of your assignment. You're going to write down 3 questions that you are still curious about that we did not answer for you in class. Once you write those 3 questions down, I then want you to label it with the key concept. And I put the key concepts for you on the next slide in case you need a reminder of what it is, and then you can make sure to label them. That's part 1. Then once you brainstorm those 3 key concepts, then the last part of your assignment for today is to choose one final question of that 3. You're then going to turn it into a line of inquiry. Now I know you're going to be doing this more independently, but it's a good practice. So when you're turning your key concepts into a line of inquiry, you always want to start off with an inquiry into, and then you're going to write your question, but you might need to change the wording around. Before you submit it, you still need to make sure that your question and your line of inquiry makes sense. If it doesn't make sense when you read it, then you need to change it. One final thing is to make sure you take all the screenshots from today and add them to your How We Organize Ourselves journal. And if it is an assignment, make sure you turn it in on Google Classroom as well at the end of the day. Thank you, boys and girls. Hope you all have a great day.